Hi, it's Bella Devera, official.wordpress.com, and I wanted to make a foundation video about personality disorders, which is common to have, apparently, from what I see. And I tell you, my moon sign and other psychic abilities I have, they're razor sharp. So don't tell me I'm wrong, because I'm not. So what I wanted to talk about is the one tendency that people have that have personality disorders, which, like, as you know, if you know anything about me personally or my foundation, that's not an insult. I don't have anything negative to say about such things. Foundation is for everyone, and it's for loving everyone. So what I wanted to talk about is whenever people interact with each other that have such things to deal with in their life, the tendency is to have other people deal with stuff that they don't want to deal with because it's not fun. It's life, it's life, it's not, life isn't all fun and, whatever. So people tend to get other people to deal with their crap because they don't want to. And that's just an excuse, and it's not acceptable. So the third party and fourth and fifth and tenth and whatever thing that people do, it's not legitimate. If I interact with you about our synastry, if we've ever interacted with each other and we have synastry, we've interacted with each other about that, like, it's very obvious if you do that, and on any level, if you do that at all, the other party's thing, it's not legitimate. Like, it, for real, like, it, you don't have authority over anyone, you know, like, you can give your opinions, like, and even in a nice or being a jerk or whatever. Like, I don't give a crap if people have opinions, but like, whenever you interact with one of the two people in the synastry chart, which is two people's birth chart, astrology birth charts interacting with each other, whenever you act as one of the two people for, that one set of synastry, but you're not one of the two people in that synastry, it's not legitimate. I don't give a crap what you say, what reason, what bully thing you have to say about it, because all it is being pretending like you're a bully to one of the other people or both. It's not legitimate. So, like, seriously, like, for real, I don't mean, like, for real, like, in a permanent, like, out of anyone's life kind of way, but like, just for that situation, just getting yourself out of that situation, out of the third party situation, just fuck off, seriously. It's not legitimate, and no one has to interact with you when you're doing that for one of the two people or both. If you have opinions about them, whatever, but whenever you're acting as one of the two people for this synastry, that's the third party thing. It's not legitimate, ever. Whenever people have such things that I mentioned in the beginning of this video, and they have a tendency to do that, want other people to do with that, like, you never have that authority, ever. It's not legitimate. I don't care what excuse you come up with. No matter who you are to one of the two people or both of them, it's not legitimate. Seriously, like, I'm speaking for everyone on this planet. This is not a personal opinion I have. This is a fact of life. Whenever two people have synastry and they interact with each other on any level, two people, you can have opinions, But whenever you act as this person or that person to towards each other, that's not legitimate. You never tell someone that that's legitimate. Like it's just not. I cannot even stress this enough for everyone on this planet. Like seriously, it's delusional if you think you can do that for two people, for one or two people. That's just downright pathetic and delusional. You do not have that authority ever. I don't care how close you are to either of the two or both of them, you do not do that. If you want to be an asshole and be opinionated, and I'm not saying I'm never one, but everyone on this planet has the ability to be and knows how to be. So if you want to do that and have opinions, fine, because we all do that to people. But whenever you act as one of the two people, that's different from having opinions and being a jerk and being nosy and gossiping and whatever else. That is completely different, and you understand what I'm saying. Whenever you act as one of the two people toward each other, you do not do that, period. I don't give a fuck what you say about it. You do not do that to people. It's not legitimate. Ever. There's no excuse for it. And I get that it's a part of something, that is legitimate, which is a personality disorder, but it's not legitimate. It just isn't. If you want to say whatever you want about this, I don't give a crap because I'm speaking for everyone on this planet because what I'm saying is just a fact of life. There's no amount of you having an attitude as one or the other person when you're not one or the other people, whenever you're the third party, there is no amount of an attitude that you could ever give me that would intimidate me to let you convince me that you're allowed to do that. Never. You do not get that right to do that to people. You do not have that right. You do not ever do that to people and tell me or anyone that it's legitimate. It just isn't. So whenever you're doing that, and anything you ever say or do, that's not legitimate. No matter what you say or do, no matter what you feel, no matter how close you are to the one or two people, whenever you're acting as a third party like that in that kind of situation, anything you ever do or say, no matter if it was one time or 1,000 times, I don't give a crap if you convince yourself that if you turn into someone that has some kind of problem where you think it's reality, I don't care how much you think it's okay to do that. I don't care how little you think it's okay to do that. I don't care what you say or what you feel about it. Whenever you're doing that situation, anything that you ever do or say, ever, is not legitimate. It does not count. That's what that means. You can just say it never happened. That's how not legitimate it is. It just didn't happen. So anyway, that subject pisses me off to no end. Because people pretend like it's intimidating and it isn't. That does not intimidate me. And I'm sure there are plenty of people on this planet that don't get intimidated by that. It's not legitimate, so get over it if you do it. It just isn't. Anything you ever do or say in that kind of situation, as that kind of a third party or whatever, it's not legitimate. It does not count for the two people relating to each other. It does not make anything between the two people ever a certain way. Ever. You can just think it didn't happen because it just didn't. If that's what you're doing, it just didn't happen.